ki khubor ka Batisi TV lawan rashapi da ka Orange Nissan Lumso po near Fire Brigade Shillong.
Admissions are open at BDW International School. Enroll now.
Kinong ilam jong kaseng Kongres haka arpu kundai terik ubenai naiwing aracara arpuway kila IT di kajing thau hau lampang jong ka yeng dorbar thau an ke jilla uba medba lingdo bandawa badai ban pendo ye kajing long MLA jong ki khat arngut ki MLA ki bala pet na kaseng Kongres ban lej punya so ka Trinamool Kongres hapo kajing ilam jong Dr. Mukul Sangma. Hagajingnya keren bat kilat pathai khubor ke Working President jong ke Meghalaya Pradesh Congress Committee ke Dr. Maisel Amperin Lingdo kala yatho ba ke Congress kala dawa yo lampang jong ke yeng dorbar thauan ke jilna ban bishar banya halor gani ka kam namar ba kane ke jing pet seng jong ki khat arngut ki MLA kade ke jing pen khenye ki kindon jong ke khrnet ka bashipho jong ke riti sinsar kari India.
We are very grateful to the Speaker for giving us time, and not only time, he has given us good tea also. We are grateful here, but Kanta has prepared the applications we have filed. The details will be, all your questions will be answered by Kong Amperin because Kong Amperin has been elected as the CLP leader by the 5 MLAs. So some of, and the petition also been filed by Kong Amperin. So the details will be given by them. We have a lawyer Bakanta here, and also we have a PT who also has helped preparation of the applications. Our MDC Panchangai, who also, as you all know, quite used to the court matters, especially in terms of assembly and discouncil, 6 schedule and whatnot. So first I'll request Kong Amperin to make a brief while we file the case, and the rest maybe Bapiti will participate in case if required, and then we'll take your questions one by one. But my request is that certain things we have to keep secret, so don't insist us if we cannot disclose everything.
Area of understanding as to whether these people have left the Congress and gone to TMC. Have they filled forms with the TMC? When did they fill these forms? Do they attract anti-party activity by the Indian National Congress? What is this relationship that is going on? Or has it just been simply a going and coming of their own convenience? They need to be asked these questions, and they are answerable to us legally as well. Now, I reiterate, where is this political party in the state of Meghalaya? Maybe we, the citizens of Meghalaya, don't know yet. But the merger seems to appear as if there have been efforts being put in by this party for these people to call it a merger. Who are they merging with? In the Legislative Assembly, there seems to be no merger. Please go back to the history of Meghalaya. The late Purno Sangmaji, when he defected from the Congress, he went nationally, where he had leaders of the National Party also merging and creating this new group called the NCP. In this situation, what is the background of this merger? We need to question. Are there any grey areas, and are these grey areas quantifying to a disqualification? We have also said that in our petition, we have also said that Para 2 needs to be read in total, and its interpretation of this so-called merger of the 12 MLAs of the Congress should be questioned. We hope that this will be heard by the office of the Honorable Speaker of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly. Now we are also going to be looking at the concern of not less than two-thirds of the members of the legislature party concerned. So we need to ask them, where are the agreements? Have they ever met? Has the CLP discussed this matter? On what grounds have these individuals decided to freelance and just simply abandon and betray the Congress party? The other, this whole question of two-thirds shall also be subsequently again investigated upon by us, because we feel that associates, we don't know whether associates can be, whether they are legal, whether there were resignation letters. We don't know what documents have been submitted to the office of the Honorable Speaker. We would therefore we have therefore through this petition requested to the Speaker to share this information with us, because as far as the Congress party is concerned or the public is concerned, everything has been tight-lipped, hurried, and we don't know exactly what is the kind of documents they have submitted. Nobody is sharing documents with the media. We don't know what they're saying. What were the grounds for this so-called merger? So we feel that a merger needs to be evaluated before it is accepted, because we still see no parent body for them to merge with, and as far as their original party is concerned, we don't know who they spoke to, where were these letters of dissent, was there any formal dissent. So we are saying that this whole question of less than two-thirds should be again looked at under stipulation under para 4 of the 10th schedule of the Constitution of India. We also feel that there are 3 main conditions of the 10th schedule. So we have 3 main conditions to study the legality of a merger. Should be, they have to answer and determine the question of fulfillment of so many considerations. Whether or not this has been done, we'll only get to know once we get copies of their submissions to the Speaker's office and a subsequent response individually. So we also feel that it is important to look at the Indian National Congress Party in the state of Meghalaya prior to the calling of the recently held by-elections. So, is it a number of 17? Is it a number of 19? Is again something which our legal team will now be arguing. Because we feel that if you look at all of these grey areas in this particular merger of the 12 MLAs of the Congress, we feel that there will be enough ground to fight for disqualification of these individuals. Our basic thrust in this filing of our petition is to ensure that we give an opportunity also to the Speaker's office to review the 10th schedule and the adaptation of rules of the 10th schedule by the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly in the long run, so that the 10th schedule is not being played around by political ploys of this kind. There will never be peace, there will never be strength in governance if every individual groups of people will start tearing down even the 10th schedule. This will be an opportune opportunity for the office of the Honorable Speaker to consider and to look at all of these grounds for disqualification.